Match from the Unley Oval between Sturt and South Adelaide. Sturt had made two changes with Paik and Brown both out injured, and Leonard and Hewish coming into the 20 from last week. And for South Adelaide, Schneebichler not playing today. He's been their top forward throughout the year, their big goal kicker. College also injured, and Slattery had been omitted and played in the reserves. And Nayley came back after quite an absence. Salento into the side, and also David Kapler. We go to the game at the beginning of the second term. Peter Marker and Ian Day, the commentators. Sturt 22 points in front, leading 5-5 to South 2-1.
Two of the best in South Australia for 83, Spiel and Hawkins. Both tireless workers. Either player really got it away cleanly on that occasion. Bennett missed it, Martin didn't. The tackle was good though. Hawkins out. Wilson down. Craig's getting caught a lot lately. He can't seem to get clear like he used to. That elusive form, he might find it eventually though. The umpire's blown the whistle as Mark Nayley nearly got into the act.
Shaking his head, he can't believe it.
Spiel, Hawkins did it. Actually, South got it out of the centre 5 to 1 in the first quarter. Now, that statistic given to me at quarter time amazed me, because Sturt appeared to be dominant in that direction, but they weren't. Spiel again gets hand of the ball, but yet again South Adelaide got there first. Nayley fighting for it. Bennett eventually. That'll bring rain. Martin searches for it. Motley spoils him. Hollis not having a good day yet. Robin White avoided the trip. Carty a chance. A good mark by Reed.
Reed at centre half back. Has Motley leading out wide. He tries to get it out to that player. He might not get it far enough. Martin out there for South Adelaide. Motley has come well up from centre half forward. In fact, he's gone to the half back flank. But when Reed finally saw the lead, he'd put himself under pressure and couldn't hook the ball that far. Spiel and Hawkins at the throw-in. Hawkins tapped cleverly. Would couldn't get it out, or he got it out as far as Radbone. Radbone to Whittlesea. The running player is Craig. That's the way it will go. Gets a fine sit on the ball. On the lead is Davies. The big fellow's going to get a leap at it over the top. One grab, can't complete it. Salento taps it out. Filkey there. Ivanov wants it back, but he gives it to Filkey. Filkey slips it over to Davies. Walking goal. Error, South Adelaide. The Blues made them pay for it. Davies' first goal. 6-5. Sturt, South Adelaide 2-1.
Well, he can't make mistakes in the back line like that. Salento's handball, or attempted handball, was stolen by Filkey. Over it went to Rick Davies, and he couldn't possibly miss from there, and Big Rick went out to thank Filkey for that one. And he's on his way back now. That's not a bad run.
Centre line. Hawkins towards Craig. Whittlesea, he's going to win the free kick. Hanging on. South all right defence, although Sturt have kicked 6 goals, but they can't do anything up front at all. Kick towards Motley. Motley's on top of White, although in the meantime Filkey's been given a free kick. Davies on the lead. Brooksby with him on this occasion, thumps it away, or tried to thump it away. Barbary in there, and I wouldn't be at all surprised if South Adelaide have kicked the ball out on the full. No, the umpire John Hilton is indicating the ball was touched, so therefore it'll be a throw-in.
Bit of teamwork there between the umpires. Hawkins over the top. Davies. Filkey's got it. Out it goes to Barbary. Sturt a chance. Barbary straight through the middle. Put that one down to Rick Davies. He gave it to Filkey. On the Barbary for his first. Sturt are now 7-5 to South 2-1.
Sturt just simply too quick for South Adelaide. From the throw-in, they hooked it back. Then quickly it was Davies over to Filkey, and Filkey was under pressure for a moment, but he slipped out the lightning handball, and into the opening goal went Barbary, I think it was, and Sturt have got 7 on the board.
Frank Spiel beaten on that occasion by Hawkins. Through comes Nayley, he was being held. He's got the free kick, gives it to Martin. Gee, South need a lift. Don't know where they're going to get it from. Forward under the ball, he got a push, and that was as obvious a free kick as you'll ever see. Darryl Hewitt almost gave the impression that he intended to do it. Hawkins, Craig, Radbone. What a goal he kicked in the first quarter. Remember that for a fair while. Motley comes out. He won't half volley it though. Stop. Filkey. Got Darrington. Davies wants it long, but he goes short. Wilson's got it. Oh, you have to think about that one. Painter not happy about Palmer. Palmer just threw him away. And Wilson will go back for the kick. Sturt to be happy about the setup at this stage because they've got 7 and Big Rick's only got 1 of them. Now they've got 8. Both wingmen, Wilson and Radbone, have got goals for Sturt now. They're attacking very, very well. 8-5 the Blues, the Panthers 2-1.
Yes, their Rovers are winning the ball conclusively. And also you find that Filkey on the half-forward line is doing a lot of damage. Moving around a bit, he's giving Salento the slip. And Sturt just making South Adelaide look very second-rate indeed. It must be very worrying to the Panthers with the finals coming up.
Umpire Hilton puts the ball down on the middle. Darrington caught by Corns. Butler can't get it clear. Sturt's tackling is very good. Wilson got it out. Taken by Craig. All over that player. Surrounded by Panthers. Finally Butler. Carty at centre half forward. Reid did it well. Carty lost the fight of the ball. Darrington. Hutton. Well, not a good kick, Hutton. Salento put one hand up. Finally Robin White kicks it short, but that's ill-directed again, and Hutton takes the easiest of marks.
Back flank. Craig's at centre. Oh, the kick's not a good one. Touched off the fingers in any case. Nayley sets it up, puts it out for Brooksby. No one else is there except Brooksby. He can run into the open goal. No one's going to get near him, and he dropped it onto his boot for his first and a much-needed third goal to South Adelaide. But even then, the South Adelaide forward line's been dragged well out of position.
Spiel and Hawkins, they'll be opposed for most of the day. Spiel got that one away, but again to a South player, Butler. He gave it to Hakeley. South have certainly lifted, there's no doubt about that. Glenn Hewitt's going off. Carty couldn't take the mark. Martin came in and stopped. Sturt play there is swamped totally. That's Hutton. On comes Kepler. That is David Kepler for South Adelaide. There'll be a bounce at centre half forward. Carty will be involved. He got it down beautifully to Nayley. Nayley kicks a high ball. Brooksby and Sims. Brooksby holds ground and marks on the chest. That's what you call putting your opposition player in a position where he can't even see it, let alone touch it. Brooksby completely blanketed Sims on that occasion. Third kick coming up for Brooksby, and he's kicked 1 goal and 1 out on the full. Should kick this one. He stabs it through for his second. The South have lifted, which is great to see. They're now 5-3, Sturt are 8-5.
Once again, it was Nayley getting back into the action. He's picked up 6 kicks now, and this is the move that South want to pay off, bringing Nayley back. Even if he's not 100% fit, he's got to run himself into form. Jammed it onto his boot quickly, but it was brilliantly done by Brooksby. It was a 1-out situation with Sims, and Brooksby's strength of body was just too much, and despite Sims coming over the top trying to thump the ball away, Brooksby finished up with a mark which he converted for South's 5th goal.
Umpire John Hilton. It's been a mammoth tussle between these two ruckmen. Wilson for the Blues. Gee, they're finding it hard to get out of the middle. There's Radbone. He's an absolute speedster, this player. Off he goes. He's going to have another shot at goal. He did it in the first quarter. He's lined them up again. And unfortunately for the Blues, he is just offline. Gee, would he be the quickest player in the league, Ian? He's showing surprising pace today.
Peter, gee, he just lopes along too. Each stride must be about 4 or 5 metres the way he bounds along, and plenty of South players have been chasing him today and getting nowhere near him. They seem to be running in reverse. Brooksby. That's a good kick in. Spiel, Hawkins thumps it over his back, but it went straight to Darrington, returns it to the half-forward line. Salento moves across to cover it, joined now by Ivanov. Palmer's out wider still. The ball goes towards centre wing, and an FAD, is it? Or no, it's an FAD's going upfield. Couldn't see who it was against. Most certainly it's going to Daryl Hewitt. 10th kick to Daryl Hewitt. Puts it up to the half-forward line. Carty getting in position. Reid thumps the ball away from him. In goes Haitley, leaves the football behind. Ball forced out from Wilson. Heinrich. Butler the tackler. Thought about Reid. Well done, Shane Butler. Quickly in now. It's Wilson. Gives a chance to Heinrich. High to the half-forward line. Almost Motley. Craig out wider still. Filkey, well done. Has given Salento the slip again. Davies wants it in the square and he wants it in high. That's the way it's going in, pushing and shoving. Brooksby one-handed, but it's Davies got the free kick. Brooksby cannot believe it. He cannot believe that he's going to lose that ball. He's still talking to umpire Charlesworth. What on earth for? But Davies has got it. Knew it immediately. And marched triumphantly back to take his free kick. 10 metres out. There's the angle. And he's put it out in the street. Davies' second goal. Sturt recovered a 9-6. South Adelaide 5-3.
Gee, only just got that one through, Rick, but the ball came in. Davies and Brooksby were there side by side for quite a long time. You can see what went on. Now, you've got to ask yourself two questions. Was the ball within 5 metres when that happened? And number two, did Brooksby do too much? And I don't know, a couple of big bodies like that. I think Brooksby a shade unlucky.
Hawkins and Unley, the two players that have got to lift South Adelaide. Down by 4+. Hawkins taps it back to Unley, but the bounce favours Hately if he can pick it up. The handball went straight to Craig. It was meant for Shane Butler. Coming to meet it is Salento. Used his body well. It was Palmer who used that body, but the ball has gone out of play. Half forward left. Throw in.
Spiel and Hawkins. Plenty of body work there. Gee, more body work there than the full forward and the full back a little while ago. White will get a free kick. They're being pushed into the ground. Robin White's a good player, but he's found that Motley's superior marking is causing him trouble today. Well, not a good kick forward. That gives Ford a chance. Kapler let him do that a bit too easily. Whittlesea. He wanted Radbone there, but he couldn't quite get it back that far. Kapler again. That's a fine handball back to Martin. Martin uses the left boot. Sims is way out in front of Brooksby. And he takes it on the chest. Not the quickest of players, but Trevor Sims was a mile in front on that occasion. Big leap out there by Whittlesea. Good catch. Still not sure that he's the answer for centre. Hawkins. Up he goes. Motley, Neely, Salento. Leonard on the ground, gets it back to Motley. Motley puts a high ball in. Painter and Palmer. Palmer punches away. Painter. Filkey, back to Painter again. Gee, they're finessing a bit, the Sturt players. Back to centre half forward. Motley's there and he's got it. Yeah, I don't know. I get the feeling that all Sturt really have to do is put a high ball into Motley. He's going to mark certainly more than 50% of them against White. I'd feel a bit more at ease, I think, if Corns was there in South Adelaide, but still. Kick number 8 coming up for Peter Motley. Can he make the distance? Not kicking well of late. Davies against two players. It's punched away. There'll be a ball in the right forward pocket.
Played 18 minutes of the second quarter. Sturt by 27 points. Peter Motley going well at centre half forward. Davies tries to hook the ball back. Did it well. Darrington got a bad bounce. It was Ivanov gets the ball out towards centre wing. Hately brilliantly put on the left leg. Still wobble one forward up towards Carty. Reid comes to meet it and takes a good mark. Wants a handball. Can't find one to give out. Finally kicks long to the half forward line, but it's all Shane Butler. Not well distributed at all. Sturt player hurt behind play. Try to pick up who it is. But it's South that go out through Hawkins, long to Carty. Carty's head's underneath the ball again, and Ford takes the free kick. Takes the easy mark. The umpire pointed to Ford, but it was only to pay the mark. 9-6 to 5-3. It could be the resting rover. That makes it Barbary or
Darrington.
Darrington. It's Darrington it is who's down. Two trainers with him at the moment as South go to the half forward line again. Carty out in front. Can't seem to find it. Bennett runs into all sorts of trouble, and the umpire said the ball is held to him.
Carty's a little bit of a problem for South because if he can't one grab it, he doesn't really have the recovery. And up the other end of the ground, Motley's got just that. Brilliant recovery. Reid, Radbone missed it. Martin tries to clear the pack and does. She's got a bit of toe too. Here's a chance, Brooksby. Sims can't get there, and Brooksby will be paid the mark. Nothing wrong with that decision. He had enough of that ball. Don't know that he'll get the distance though, Graham Brooksby. Not a big goal scorer for South, but he does a lot more than just kick goals. He does a lot of strong work around the forward lines. Bickler, of course, will come back into the south side, hopefully, for them. Brooksby, Corns in front, can't mark it. Hakely on the rebound, pushes it down to Hewitt, a quick kick away, but it's offline. The point, 5-4 South, Sturt a 9-6, and this quarter Sturt have kicked 4 goals and South have kicked 3, so they're doing a little bit better than they did in the first quarter, the Panthers.
I think they've got to make a move though, Peter. Graham Corns is just certainly not getting into the game at all, and White is just simply too small for Motley. You would have thought that by making a move, South might get into the game a bit more. Corns is too good a player not to be getting a touch. Bounce down half forward left flank, 9-6 to 5-4. Very quiet crowd, most unusual. Hawkins tries to hook it back, but in doing so he's given away a free kick. It's Spiel from the half back line. Runs it back to Craig. Nice looking drop punt to the half forward line, looking for Motley again. This time they do thump it away from him. Brendan Honor under pressure, or gives away a handball. It wasn't a good one. It wasn't Brendan Honor, it was Kapler. Here's a chance now for Whittlesey. On the lead is Davies. What a beautiful pass. Oh, magnificent stuff. Although Rick nearly went without it, he took off, and whether the ball veered or not, I don't know, but he finished up taking it on the side. Looked like it was going to be a chest mark, but he's got it 25 metres out right in front. He's kicked 2, both in this quarter. That's a better kick, far more confident. Puts that out into the street as well. Davies' 3rd goal. Sturt into double figures. Sturt 12-7, South Adelaide 6-5 as we start the second half here at Unley. 38-point advantage to the Blues, and that's about how the player's been, just too quick. Nailey gets it out. Butler to the half-forward line. Big Cardi leads in the race to the ball. If the big fella can get down to it, he can, but he can't get away from Reid at the moment. He might get a free kick for hanging on. The umpire agrees. Cardi started well with a strong mark, but during that second quarter, he's getting his hands to the ball, but just couldn't complete the mark. Brooksby on the lead as Cardi screws the ball towards that player. Sims out in front, thumped down towards Corns. He can't look, it wasn't thumped down at all. In fact, it finished up, it was Sims who took the mark. At the second grab from full back, he put Sturt to the outer side.
Actually, Graham Brooksby has kicked 2 goals today on Sims. Sims has done pretty well. Hakely kicked a goal in the second quarter. Daryl Hewitt. Probably be the biggest kick winner on the ground, Daryl Hewitt. In fact, Hakely is. Daryl Hewitt, this will be his 14th. Hakely's had 16. Some big kick winners there for South Adelaide. Daryl Hewitt nearly got a goal on the bell in the second quarter. How will he fare with this one? He's coming back with the breeze. Yes, he's put it through. A good start to South Adelaide for the 3rd quarter. First goal to Daryl Hewitt. They're 7-5 now, the Panthers. The Blues are 12-7.
Yes, that was well distributed by Hakely then, although he should have taken the mark in the first instance. He recovered well to get it out to Hewitt, who kicked a goal. They've been big kick winners, but South Adelaide haven't been able to get clear of the Sturt pressure to do much with the kicks, and those 2 are included in that category, but at least they're getting the ball.
Back to the centre with umpire Charlesworth. Hawkins does it easily on his own, gave it to Butler. That's the second time that combination's got it out this quarter. Cardi in front, good mark. Martin's on the run. Brooksby not quite sure what to do and fall forward. Out comes Sims. That's Kapler. He came onto the ground in the second quarter. Oh, unlucky not to get a free kick. Reid's on the end of the handball. He gives it to Ford. The Blues out of trouble. Leonard being held. No, Palmer was being held by Leonard. You've got to be the Rhodes Scholar to work those out. They're pretty difficult. Anyway, Palmer's got the free kick. Cardi wants it at centre half forward, and that's where it's going. On his own, marks very easily. Gee, if they can get Cardi into the game, they've got a chance. Not with kicking like that, though. Graham Brooksby behind Sims. Sims gets rid of it to Hollis. It's only his second kick for the day. A race in 2 between Butler and Wilson. It's out now. A ball in centre wing.
Wilson booted 2 goals in the second quarter for Sturt. Played well. Hawkins against Spiel. Hawkins in front down towards Nailey. Coming through the action, however, there was Wilson. Couldn't get it out. Hawkins got it back to Brooksby. That is Graham Brooksby. Ball to the half-forward line. Coming to meet it, Heinrich did that one well. Boots, Sturt, well clear. Half-forward line, getting back on it, Nailey. His form's improved the further the game has gone. Just what his condition's going to be like is problematical. Gee, Carty thought he might have got a free kick on that occasion. Hewitt burst through the pack. Chips out the pass. Corns on the lead. Should get this one. And the Sturt captain coach, South captain coach, does it well. He's almost in the big centre square. Palmer is the captain. Of course, Corns is only the coach. Only the coach. I mean, he's the coach. Corns' kick. It's a nice looking drop punt. Gee, that could have made the distance right on the line. I think you'll find it's been touched. 1 point only to Graham Corns. Well, South have certainly come out firing, Peter.
Yeah, they're pretty keen. I think they looked at the situation out at the parade and saw that Glenelg had put in a good second quarter, and they still want that double chance. Knocking it away is Hawkins. Darryl Hewitt wants to pass off. Finally he does to Kepler. Kepler puts it up, but it's a shocking kick. It's out on the full. I don't need that. South 7-6, Sturt 12-7. The Blues have played their game in fits and starts. Davies got into the act with 3 goals in that second quarter.
Sims brings the ball back towards Spiel. Good mark in front of Martin. Hawkins was well away from him on that occasion. The two of them have done a lot of hard work. Spiel hasn't been off the ball yet. Hawkins back waiting for his kick, but nipping in his Carty. Gee, that's his 3rd mark or 4th mark. 3rd mark this quarter. Certainly started with a blister. Well, not well directed, however. Straight back to Spiel. Kick to kick. But on this occasion, he used Heinrich to bring the ball out of play. Goes to the half-forward line. Motley over the top. Palmer. And I think you'll find that it's Palmer that's been paid the mark, or Robin White. Palmer it is.
Stewie Palmer has done it pretty well today. Robin White's had his problems with Motley in the air. Graham Corns on a long lead. Oh, he's given away a free kick, pushing the back against Wilson. The ball will come back. Umpire Charlesworth. They've done a good job today. Umpires Hilton and Charlesworth. Ray Wilson. Well, he's allowed to bounce past Graham Corns. Puts it up towards Filkey. Filkey can't get near it. Painter's got the run of it. Hawkins meets him head on. Tries to tap it back to Butler. That's good work. Butler over the top to Bennett. Bennett's been soundly beaten today by Whittlesea. Well, he gives Ivanoff a chance. Sets him up, though. Ivanoff is going to get a free kick, I think. Or will it be Hakely? No. Ron Hakely got the free kick for a push. Certainly been in it today, Ron Hakely. Right in the action. Carty in front. Again, no mark. Fry. Off hands, out of bounds. 12-7 the Blues, South 7-6.
Throw in half-forward right flank. Carty coming across to do the body work against Spiel, while the back play is taken care of by Hawkins. South go to the half-forward line. Good turning there by Eddie Fry, but he couldn't get the football out. Goes in, butters up again, gives a chance now to Leonard. Leonard off the half-back line, goes up. Hawkins there, Motley as well. 1-2 grab. Umpire said to play on. Reckon he didn't have it. Hollis, Filkey, Sturt over the half-forward line. Davies waiting for it to come in long. Painter the half-volley. Barbary wants it out. Painter can't find the football. Finally scoops it out there to Reed, and the big fellow's going to get a free kick. Hollis it is, going to get a free kick 35 metres out in front. Little Tiggy, but he's got it. I'm just trying to see. Hollis playing at centre wing. He's at centre half forward at the moment. The kick underway. Umpire indicates that that's through. Hollis's first goal. Or is he playing at centre wing? Half forward flank.
It's pretty hard to tell. I think he's probably at half forward. Wilson and Radbone on the wings. But yeah, there's a lot of congestion there. When that ball came in, Painter couldn't get it out. Hollis put his hands down to pick it up, and the South player seemed to go across his back. I don't know that he was holding Hollis, but the umpire saw it that way, and Sturt got the goal.
Hawkins against Spiel from the centre. Cleverly down to Nailey. Gives a chance now to Kepler. On the move is Brooksby. Graham Brooksby getting back with it. So too is Sims. Can't quite get it. Socket off the ground. Well done, Darryl Hewitt. The umpire is paying it. Darryl Hewitt's second goal, and South quickly reply to the Blues. 8-6 South Adelaide, 13-7 Sturt, and the Sturt supporters. I think Philip Ward has been moved to a half-forward flank. Butler, Ward's only had 5 kicks, not a big effort on the way he's been playing this season. Wilson well out in front, clears long. Motley got the benefit of White slipping. Into the pocket goes Barbary. 2-on-1 there, Ivanov. Also Brooksby. Leonard in for South Adelaide as well, for Sturt as well. Palmer left it behind, got it back to Brooksby. Under a little bit of pressure there, but Darryl Hewitt gets them out of it. Goes long to centre wing. Schulz out there. Drops the easy mark, but plays on well after he covers. A chance for Hawkins. He's clear. Spill's got to go get him. The big fellow lumbers over the half-forward line, puts it up to Carty. Brooksby there as well. He'll need backup support. Worried all the way by Sims. Sims grovelling after the ball. Gives it to Reid, and don't the crowd love Trevor Sims out here. Gives a chance now to Heinrich. Touches the ball twice. 3 times. Off the half-back line comes Sturt.
Motley's under it. So is White. Motley couldn't take the mark. White's handball is brilliant. Honor in trouble. Darrington. Here's a chance for Blues. Leonard's under the ball. He's got a paddock to work in. Bennett comes in to meet him. Puts him down. Leonard wants a free kick. He won't get one there. Whittlesey over the top. Hollis caught. He's having a shocking day. Filking over the shoulder. Oh, an amazing goal. Oh, what a goal. 3 to Filkey. Incredible goal. 14-8 the Blues. South 8-9.
Magnificently done. Bennett took Leonard out. He had to. It was a solid bump, a fair bump. And then every time a Sturt player picked up the ball, the South defence was on them quickly. But finally the ball forced into the pocket, and Filkey had very little time to kick that ball. What a goal.
Phil Brooksby easily Spiel. The kick away from Darrington. Sturt have recovered somewhat. Hollis ran past the ball again. Tried to get it back, but stolen by Palmer. Now Martin runs away. Oh, he's trying to run away. Redbone's going to grab him. What a magnificent run down. Down goes Butler, holding the ball, and the Sturt crowd love it.
Brilliantly done. Fancy trying to run away from Chris Radbone. Did need a motorbike. Darrington. Short. Sturt playing with confidence. Eddie Fry. Palmer underneath the ball on the half-back line. Brilliant dash by Radbone. Certainly put some life into the game. Well, that's dangerous across field, but it's found Phil Brooksby. Davy's not keen to let him go.
It's got to be 15 now.
Oh, Rick. He's a funny fella, that Rick Davies. Why doesn't Bennett bolt off?
Gee.
Brooksby, I mean, while they're having a fight.
I'll tell you what, John Hilton's easily the smallest human being in that lot.
They wouldn't be in there for dollars, Peter.
I think Rick might come back a bit further. He might come back to the centre the way he's going.
I couldn't see the point of it all.
Brooksby passes off. Kapler, a long sweeping left footer looking for Carty. Oh, it hit him on the head. Not the best place to try and mark a ball. Wilson. Filkey gets out of it well. Painter couldn't handle that. Filkey backed up well. Painter got it on the rebound. Sturt are getting luck in running now. Motley. Davies not back to full forward yet. Motley hasn't really got anyone to kick it to in there. Now Davies goes back. Not kicking well, Peter Motley. Davies gets front spot. One grab. Barbary up hands. Through it goes. Sturt have answered South every push so far today. 2 to Barbary. Sturt now kick away. 15-8 to South 8-9.
Yes, Brooksby did everything in his power then to stop Davies. The ball came in very high from Motley. It was always going to be marginally short. Davies got his hands to it the first time, but just couldn't recapture it. And Barbary, quick as a flash, off the boot from 2 metres out, and Sturt kick away again. 7 goals, just about they lead South by, and they'll look a pretty good side this afternoon.
They certainly do, and they're getting their run from across the centre. Radbone, Whittlesey and Wilson, plus their rovers. Brooksby up. Graham Brooksby having a run in ruck. Darrington will get the free kick though. Being manhandled. Motley's on the lead. Darrington not quite sure what to do with it. I don't know if he can reach Davies. No, he can't. Motley in front now. Well spoiled away by Robin White. Schulz battling with Leonard. The umpire will have a bounce at centre-half forward.
15-8 to 8-9. Been a good quarter. Sturt have added 3 and South 2. Football has been a bit better in this quarter. Schulz got it out to Honour. Out wide is still Hately, the running player Palmer. Palmer has a bounce off the half-back line as he kicks long. Who's up there for South Adelaide? No one. Gee, showing some pace to get there easily. First is Ford, and he'll relieve the pressure for the Blues. South forwards still under pressure. They just can't seem to get any method through there at all. Spill used his body well. He's got a few problems now. Slipped it out in front of Wilson. Wilson has got Motley clear. Sturt inside the half-forward line. Dummies in short. Painter thought about going off. He's got plenty of time. He could have taken the ball home. His second goal, I think Painter thought about drawing Brooksby so to put the handball over to Rick Davies, but shot the ball himself from close range, and Sturt leads 16-8 to 8-9.
Yeah, Frank's...
And Sturt continued their good form. They won 26-11, 167 to 12-13, 85, an 82-point margin. Davies continues his form with 8. Filkey looked very good today with 3. Painter, Barbary, Wilson, Hollis, Leonard and Motley 2 each. And for South Adelaide, Graham Brooksby 4, Darryl Hewitt and Graham Corns 2 each. And after the game, Ian Day spoke with John Halbert.
You say Sturt is showing better form. What's changed them in recent weeks? Because you have been down on what you expected from them.
Well, you never know, Ian. You know, sometimes things flow for you, sometimes they don't. I think we had a number of our key players who are out of form and a couple who are carrying injuries, with Peter Motley with his wrist, and Peter Reid was in trouble at centre-half back at that stage, and Eddie Fry was carrying an ankle.
What about Neil
They
Craig?
seem to be coming good. Yeah, well, Neil's another one. He'll be all right. It was a precautionary measure that we took him off today, but he's starting to come back to form too after having some rib trouble for quite a while.
And you've still got 6 regular league players not playing.
Yes, we had 6 out of our side today who have been playing regularly for us this year, so with a number of them obviously coming back for availability next week, it's going to mean a difficult task for the selectors to choose between the boys who did a very good job for us today and those who should be fit next week.
Well, you're hitting your peak form at the right time of the season.
I hope so, but I'd rather have what we did today next Sunday.
Graham, Robin White on Motley, it worked sensationally, I thought, the last time you played Sturt. It worked to a lesser degree today, but with yourself away from centre-half back, you couldn't get into the game, which took a lot away from you, I thought.
Well, it's hard. I really think Robin White is better to play Peter Motley than I am, and that worked in the last 2 times we played them. He's played extremely well on Peter Motley. At the same time, in the forward lines, it's providing us with another spearhead. That didn't work because opportunities were limited up there and we couldn't really capitalise on it. And their backlines played very well as well. So we'll have to look at that, just where I line up next week.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough week for you. North beat you last time. Can you get up?
Well, they did beat us last time and they played well for 1 quarter to do it. And I'm sure we can get up. There's no doubt about it. I can't see how North Adelaide can be a better team than we are. It's just that we've got to pick ourselves up. We've had 2 bad ones, and it's not a good preparation for finals. But at the same time, it doesn't matter what's happened over the last 22 games. We're in the finals, and it's a brand new ball game from next week.
And looking at the stats, Sturt 192 kicks to South 195, marks 57 to 97, 57 to 67, handballs 109 to 91, frees 30 to 22, rucks one out of the centre 14 to 15, and